What is happening, guys, and welcome to the video. So you're here because you want to learn how to lose weight. Maybe you're somebody who's tried losing weight in the past but you've never really succeeded, or maybe you're somebody who just wants to lose an extra few pounds but you don't really know where to start. In this video I'm going to cover exactly how to lose weight effectively so that you can keep it off. I'm also going to answer some common weight loss questions along with teaching you the skills to actually learn how to track your calories effectively. So if you learned something new in this video, consider subscribing. Let's get into it. Okay, so how do we actually lose weight? Well, it's all down to calories. So there's three scenarios. The first is a calorie deficit, and this is the one that you want to focus on for losing weight. This is where you are burning more calories than you're eating. So for example, if we have a guy who's eating 2,000 calories a day, he's burning 2,500 calories a day, there's going to be 500 calories which will then be burned off. Similarly, we can be in a calorie surplus. So this is the reverse. This is where you are eating more calories than you're burning. If we have the same guy who's now eating 2,500 calories and only burning 2,000, there's going to be 500 calories that will be stored as muscle or fat or both. And the last scenario is what's called maintenance calories. This is where you're eating the same amount of calories as you're burning, and you'll just maintain the weight that you're at. Okay, so for weight loss, we know that we want to be in a calorie deficit. So how do we actually get into a calorie deficit? Well, you first need to find out how many calories it is you're actually eating on average. The best way to do this, I found, is to track your calories for a week, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that in just a minute. Don't worry too much about your weight changing at this moment in time. You just want to get an average of how many calories it is you're eating a week. Then you want to drop those calories by about 300 to 400. Now you don't want to create too much of a deficit because you don't want to lose the weight too quickly, and I'll get into that in just a minute. You can weigh yourself every day or once a week, just as long as you're getting a nice consistent reading of your weight change, and this is how you measure if you're actually losing weight. So why can't we just drop the calories by 1,000 or 1,500 each day then and lose a whole lot more weight? Well, I mean, you can. It's not recommended, but you can do this. This is what a lot of these fad diets do, where you drop your calories to like 500 a day, you're eating soups, you're drinking only liquid juice or whatever, and these diets do work in helping you lose a lot of weight. The only problem is they cause a lot of people to rebound even harder, and you end up putting on more weight than you had in the beginning. You might be fine for the first couple of days, but eventually your body's going to start to crave these extra calories. It's going to put you in a bad mood. It can also lower your sex drive if you're doing this for an extended period of time. All that happens then is you end up torturing yourself by sitting watching videos of food, dreaming of all the meals that you couldn't have anymore. Eventually it's just going to result in you binge eating, and you bounce back, you end up going harder than you were before. You put on all the weight, you've reset your progress, and you feel miserable about it. Another reason for not dropping the calories too low is because you'll start to lose muscle as well. Your body will start to break down the muscle that it's built and use that as fuel as well as the body fat, and we don't want this. Okay, so we know that we want to be in a calorie deficit, we know that we want to drop our calories, so how do we actually go about tracking the calories? I'm glad you asked. Now, this is an extremely important part that a lot of people avoid doing, but tracking your calories is going to give you so much more information. It's going to teach you about the food you're actually eating, so you get an understanding of what it is you're actually putting into your body, and this is going to help you massively in the long run. So the app that I would recommend is Myfitnesspal. This is the one that I use pretty much daily. It's really easy to use, and I'll show you exactly how it is you can set it up. When you sign up to Myfitnesspal, you basically put in all of your details. You can put in your height, your weight, your age, your gender, whichever you prefer. But you put in all of your details, and you can also put in how much weight it is you want to lose per week. Now, for gradual weight loss, I would recommend anywhere between half a pound to 1 pound per week. Now, I know what you're thinking. If you've been doing these crash diets before, half a pound to a pound, that's really not a lot of progress. But trust me, this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. You want to be losing it gradually so that your body has time to adapt to these changes in weight. So, if we go onto the app here, we want to go into the diary tab at the very bottom. You'll see all these little tabs. Click on diary, and this is going to give you a breakdown of all your meals for the day. So you get your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then snacks. There's also exercise and water at the end, but completely ignore these, you don't need them. And at the very top you'll see you've got your calorie target as well. So that's your goal at the start, then plus the food that you've eaten for the day, plus exercise equals the calories you have remaining. Now I'm going to show you that we don't bother with the exercise thing in just a minute. So say for breakfast, if we click add food, so you can use the little search bar at the top. So say we're searching for apples, for example. This is going to pull up the database for the world. You can go through and search all of the different apples. But say you've got pink lady apples, for example. Pink lady. You want to search exactly for that, and then that'll give you the options there. So you just click on the one that you want, and then there's a little tick at the top right, click add. Another way you can add your own food, underneath the search bar where we were the last time, there's a barcode. If you click barcode, this is going to bring up the little camera, and you can also scan the actual barcode of the product. Now this doesn't work all the time, but it is quite accurate. So I've got this red pepper hummus right here, and if we scan the barcode on that, it brings up exactly what it is that we need. Now you can go onto the serving size here and change it, add a little tick, and there you go. Now, if you're eating the same meals very regularly, then a real big time saver is to go onto the meals tab and then click the add at the top right corner, and create a meal is what you want to click on next. You can write the name of whatever meal it is you're making. Now what you want to do is click add food and then add all of the different ingredients for that food, and this is going to save it as a meal. You just click add the meal and then it fills it in for you. Now that is massive for saving you time. You don't have to go through and search all the different ingredients, so I'd highly recommend you do that. I mentioned earlier on about not including the exercise and not worrying about that. This is a really important one as well, especially for weight loss. If you want to scroll down to the steps tab, click on steps, and we want to turn off don't track steps. Now you may be thinking, I want to track my steps, why would I do that? Well, the reason for that is when you walk about with your phone in your pocket, your Myfitnesspal app is going to register that you've done exercise, and what it's going to do is it's going to give you extra calories to eat, and you don't want this. You want to be getting your calorie target for the day and finishing, and then all the extra calories that you burn from walking is just a bonus. You don't want to be then eating more calories, because it's just going to create a smaller deficit, and it's going to make your progress even slower. So another useful tip for you is to fill out your diary on Myfitnesspal at the start of the day, so you can add in all the meals that you've created or all the meals that you're going to have for the day, and this should hopefully keep you on track. You'll be less likely to snack, you'll be less likely to pick up things just for the sake of it. We know we need to be in a calorie deficit, we know that we have to track our calories, we know how to track our calories now. What kind of foods should we be eating? Now this may come as a surprise, but when it comes to weight loss, you can actually lose weight while eating crap food. So theoretically, as long as you maintain your calorie deficit, you could eat McDonald's every single day and burn calories and burn weight. But the problem with eating junk food is obviously that it's garbage, it's highly processed, it's bad for your insides. You've seen McDonald's food, how it can last for years without going mouldy. So you can eat this food and lose weight, but obviously it's highly unrecommended. Great English. Tune in for more great English with Thomas Newlands. You've heard it all before, but you want to eat a balanced diet with vegetables, with fruits, with good sources of protein, and this is going to keep you fuller for longer. It's going to fuel your brain properly with the nutrients that you need. We mentioned earlier on about macros. Personally, I only track my protein target and my calories for the day, but it's up to you if you want to track carbohydrates and fats as well. You just need to be aware that if you're eating more fats, these foods tend to have a lot more calories in them, so you want to make sure that your fats are a little bit lower, especially for weight loss, and you want to have a higher number for protein, because protein is the most satiating. It's going to keep you fuller for longer, and it will stop you binging on other foods. For increasing muscle mass, for example, you want to be aiming for 1.2 to 1.7 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, and that's the same as half a pound to 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. When it comes to the kind of meals that you should be eating for the day, I have got a lot of great content coming up, so if you're interested in seeing some healthy meals and some ways that you can make unhealthy foods healthier, then consider subscribing. Again, I'll be really excited to bring this content out in the next few weeks. I mentioned at the start that I was going to ask some common weight loss questions, and I also asked on my Instagram if you had any questions that you wanted to ask about weight loss, and I've got a few of them that I'm going to answer as well. So first one, I'm not confident in the kitchen. How do I make healthy meals when I don't know what I'm doing? Now, this was a big thing for me at the beginning because I didn't have any confidence in the kitchen whatsoever. I was scared to try new recipes in case I messed them up, and I messed them up quite a lot. Oh, Jesus. So here we have our chicken bake thing that I've made. Pancakes turned out absolutely hideously. You can look up amazing healthy recipes online. There is tons and tons of YouTube videos as well that you can watch. I'd recommend watching Will Tennyson. This guy has got some unreal healthy meals. You can also get a cookbook. I just recently bought Greg Doucette's. It gives you a ton of recipes that you can use for the rest of your life. Basically what you want to do is just get as many ideas as possible, pick and choose some things that you like, or alternatively you can try and figure out how to make some healthier versions of the food that you love. The whole point about weight loss is you want to make it a lifestyle. It shouldn't be restricting all these foods that you don't like. You want to try and incorporate the foods that you do like in a healthy way. Avoid eating out as much as possible because it is extremely difficult to track your calories, especially on Myfitnesspal, for example. You might think that you're eating just a normal steak, but it could be double the calories if they've cooked it in a butter or a sauce or something like that. It's just, you can never tell, so avoid eating out. Ambulance! So, can I lose weight without actually dropping calories? And the answer to this is absolutely yes, you can. It's going to involve you moving a lot more though and exercising, so if that's something you're not willing to do, then switch off because this is not the video for you. Get moving, get exercising, get healthy, get into shape. It's going to fuel your mind. I personally recommend weight training 3 to 4 times a week depending on how much time you can set aside. So which is better for weight loss, weight training or cardio? And the answer to this is both have their place. If you're going to be doing cardio, you're going to burn a lot more calories than if you're weight training. Now the benefit of weight training is when you're weight training you're going to put on muscle, and if you have more muscle then you're going to burn more calories at rest, and this is because your body burns more calories to maintain muscle than it does to maintain fat. So if you get more muscle on your body, you're going to be burning more calories when you're sitting on the couch at the end of the night. So I would recommend a combination of both, to be honest. Now another question that I've got is why can't I stop eating? To be quite honest, I think it could possibly come down to what kind of food it is you're actually eating. So if you're eating a lot of junk food, for example, not only is this food higher in calories, but for the most part, highly processed foods like a McDonald's, for example, is not going to keep you full for long. So you'll eat all of these calories, they've got extra calories in them to begin with, and then an hour, 2 hours later, you feel hungry again and you start eating more of the same crap. Focus on eating more whole foods, higher sources of protein, like I mentioned earlier. They're going to keep you fuller for longer. If you eat lots of vegetables, they're also going to keep you fuller for longer. And to avoid snacking on crappy foods, I would highly recommend that you just don't buy them in the first place. I'm personally terrible for this, so if I have the food in the house, no matter what it is, if it's there, I'm going to have to eat it. So I just don't buy the food. My throat's dry! What is NEAT and why is it important? So NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and it's basically just a fancy word for saying how much activity do you do outside of exercise. So how much do you move out with your weight training or your cardio sessions. So why is it important? Well, it's important because this is an easy way for you to burn extra calories and you don't have to reduce the calories that you're eating. Now this is what a lot of bodybuilders do when they get down to like really low body fat percentages, because instead of sacrificing more calories, they'll just burn more calories just so that they don't have to eat less. A great way to increase your NEAT is to set yourself a daily step target. Aim for 8,000 to 10,000 steps every single day and you're going to burn at least another 300 to 400 calories every day. If you want to know exactly how beneficial walking can be for you, then check out my walking 25,000 steps every single day video, which I'll leave linked up above, and you can see just how effective it is for a weight loss tool. If the human body is 60% water, why can't I just boil some off? Moving on. Bonus tips! Set fitness targets. If you've got a fitness goal that you're working towards, then you're going to be continually exercising. More exercise equals more calories burned equals more weight lost. Walk every time you eat. If you go for a short 15-minute walk every time you have a meal, you're going to burn a whole lot extra calories. You can also start walking about while you're brushing your teeth. Add on an extra 250 to 300 calories just while you're brushing your teeth when you would normally be staring at yourself in the mirror, and don't lie. Drink calorie-free drinks to save calories for your food, because more food is going to keep you fuller for longer. Calories in drinks are a complete waste. Some great calorie-free drinks are black coffees, energy drinks, water, diet drinks, frappuccinos from Starbucks. That's a lie, don't drink them, they're absolutely horrific. Get your sleep sorted. You want to be having 7 to 9 hours every single night. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're actually more prone to putting on weight, because you'll be more stressed. Alex, how do you stop stressing?
Have a glass of wine.
Wrong answer! Meal prep your meals. If you've got all your healthy meals made up beforehand, you're going to be less likely to order your takeaways, you're going to be less likely to snack on other foods because you've got your meals ready to go, and it'll keep you on track. If accountability is something that you need, then try training with a friend or going out for walks with a friend or a partner, something like that. This is how I got into my fitness and into my health properly. Is one of my good pals took me to the gym, showed me exactly how to do everything with each exercise, and that's how I'm going on so strong. So, my good friend, you know who you are. Thank you very much. If you don't have any friends, first of all, sorry. Secondly, you can invest in a personal trainer. I personally have done this myself for the entire of 2020. invested in online coaching. I went to MTN Coaching, which are a Scottish-based company, but they do online coaching so they can coach you wherever you are in the world. They are unbelievable. They post some top quality content every single day on Instagram. Speaking of top quality content and great personal training, you can also go to Lewis McFarlane Coaching, the LMC gang, and follow him as well on Instagram and join his squad, because they together are posting some of the best content you'll see on Instagram, and it'll keep you accountable. This is something that really helps, especially if you don't have that many friends, because this is effectively you surrounding yourself with people that you want to be like. Surround yourself with like-minded people and you will get to your goals much, much quicker. Hopefully this has given you an understanding on how you can actually lose weight properly. Hopefully you now know how to track calories properly as well. If you enjoyed it, share it, like it, subscribe it, and I'll see you in the next one.